Week 7 of the P4G is finally here, and Playmore is taking on the undefeated Philadelphia Stunky, coached by Shuckle King. We've played him before in a previous season. It didn't go our way, but hopefully things turn around, even if the standings aren't looking in our favor, Tyler.
Yeah, this isn't just a statement week because of the chance to knock off the undefeated top team in the league. There are 5 teams right now, including us, that are 3-3 right now, and there are 5 more right below that group of 5 that are sitting at 2-4. So while this week isn't technically a must-win, John, because we don't know how things are going to shake out, I can say with a lot of confidence that it's going to take one win over these last 2 weeks for Playmore to make these playoffs.
And when you look at the opponent's team, it's not hard to see why this is such a good roster with 0 losses on the season. And even though there's a lot of threats on here that I've been scared of in the past or used myself, one Pokemon stands out above the rest, and that is Tauros. We've already gone against an older generation sheer force physical Pokemon, and it didn't go our way. So Tauros, I'm watching you, and I'm frightened.
But what better way, John, to counter a good normal type than with a great fighting type, maybe a fire fighting type that the coach brought on his own accord this week. But maybe even a better counter is our guy, Bubby. As you look at the team that we brought for this week on the screen, I'm super excited for this squad overall. We're both very confident in it, but John, it feels like Bubby in particular has a fantastic matchup this week, and I think we're both hoping to see this prehistoric just wrecking ball unleashed in this matchup.
And as always, if you want to see the full team builder, that is linked in the description, but I need to see what our opponent brought, so let's get into it. This is the biggest one of the season, Tyler. What do we got? Wait, what? That is not what I expected to see at all. This is still an undefeated roster. It's pretty good from the top to the bottom, but no Melodic, no Gardevoir, no Mimikyu, no Rhyperior. I don't know if every Pokemon in this squad is just fantastic and that's why I'm surprised, or if this is not what we expected to see. I feel pretty confident right now. Not that we're going to win for sure, but hey, us against the undefeated team, I like not having all the top threats.
I'm very surprised by the lack of Mimikyu and Gardevoir, and you touched on Melodic as well. Maybe there's just a lot of fear of Earthworm on the other side, and Melodic might have to do with that Grass Terra Bubby. It strikes fear into some hearts, John, but for others, it evokes some warm and fuzzy feelings inside.
Right you are, Tyler, as you can pick up your own incredible Bubby plush at play-more.store, the sponsor of the team always. There's more than just a Bubby plushies over there. But if you don't have a Bubby plush next to you when you're watching these battles, what are you even doing? But for now, it's time for the battle. Ben told us he would be leading with Crocodile, so no surprises here. But it seems like the opponent wasn't surprised at all either. We do have an immediate switch though with Earthworm, so I don't mind this at all. And Freeze over there isn't really going to be able to do anything outside of, well,
I think you might have just laid it out there, bud. Yeah, which was the one major fear with this switch, and this is something we talked about before the battle cry. It doesn't get talked about that much, and hardly at all in terms of competitive battling, but I've watched what this thing is capable of, and it's a stronger Pokemon that you would expect, very specially bulky, and with the Terra, it can be used in a lot of different ways to deal a lot of damage and stick around with Recover.
Yeah, I really like this from the opponent. You know, they're probably not going to be able to do a ton here just with a simple Ice Beam or Freeze Dry. But getting that Terra off immediately, knowing that you're safe to just go for this move with the switch. Hey, we're fine. There is nothing they could lose there, and now this thing is just an absolute nuke for the game. Crocodile, one of my favorite Pokemon in Draft League. I am really jealous with the Terra. It turns this Pokemon into a really fun one. But in this matchup, we do have a pretty solid switch in. We don't want to take too many Ice Beams, of course, but they got a switch. This gives Ben a pretty free play, whether he just wants to go straight for the offensive move or try to predict the switch and make a little bit of a double. We'll have to see, Tyler.
Yeah, I do like being able to negate that because I mentioned I've seen what this thing can do. It swept Kyle earlier this season, and I watched it happen, and it happens just like this, and you reach a point where there's just absolutely, if you don't have the right team, you cannot combat it.
We can combat it.
We can combat that.
We can combat that. Oh, why? Whoa, huh? Wait, what? Am I insane? How did that not kill? Did my boy Cragonal? Is Cragonal heavy?
Is it a chunky snowflake?
How fat?
That doesn't make sense.
It's 326 pounds, Tyler.
Well, I guess ice is pretty heavy once you lump it together.
Wow. I didn't see that coming at all. And I don't know what to say right now. I'm actually really shocked. Now, I understand the opponent wanting to really whittle down the Earthworm for other threats on their team to hopefully, really have a better chance to take us down. But one of the big reasons we had Earthworm with the AV was to deal with the Cragonal. So I think that was a pretty solid trade. I'm still confused of why the Snowflake that has like -5 defense is also 300 pounds, but maybe I need to research Cragonal a little bit more. Maybe I didn't know
the
as
other
much.
thing, I ran counts, and unless I'm just really bad at this, and Ben gave me the sets, body press there would have killed.
Okay.
So I don't know the reasoning there for heavy slam. Now, it could just be you don't. Now, I did not expect that.
What is going on?
Same thing. Things happening that you don't expect. I don't think Ben expected a world where Cragonal stays in there to eat either a body press or a heavy slam. I don't think any of us on this team, owners, coach, Earthworm down there, I don't even know if the Slowbro expected that to be the move.
What is happening here? Okay. So, there's going to be a slack off here. Oh my gosh. This is just a strategy I never would have expected. If Ben can... No, never mind. I was going to say something really stupid. I'm going to take that thought and throw it away. Man, okay, so Fat Snowflake, possibly a misplay with body press into, let me see if I got this right, Tyler. Belly drum, citrus berry, Slowbro?
Yeah, which fairness to Ben, this is what he was thinking. You're going to get Calm Mind or you're going to get Nasty Plot. I don't think, unless you are a psychic, John, we knew this was coming. Thought it was even on the table.
I got nothing.
But I don't like it.
I'm trying to see into the future. I got nothing there. So this is really interesting. I assume there's going to be a trick room in our future here, but we have more earthquakes and they have slack off. So I don't understand the continued, Okay. Yeah, I wasn't completely sure why there's so many slack offs going on. We now know it has Drain Punch. Drain Punch bodies the team.
Yes.
Fun fact, not good.
Tyler, I have nothing hopeful, happy, good to say. A friend of ours hates it when I say I got good news and I have bad news, and I just never actually have good news. It's a farce. This feels like one of those situations where I would like to tell you I have some good news and bad news. Now, the good news is we still have 5 Pokemon left.
Yes.
The bad news is I don't think anyone expected what's in front of us, and it could definitely sweep us.
Yes.
But it's not, it had the berry, right? So it's not like, I mean, some people used to think for some reason Slowbro could have an Eviolite, but obviously it doesn't evolve into, Slow King. There's no crazy thing like that to be worried about, like it is what it is, but it's probably max defensive and max HP.
Yeah.
And it's going to get all of its health back.
Correct. And without a crit, this does not kill here.
No, siree. Yeah, so
that wasn't a crit.
So here's the thing, Tyler. I was really excited for this matchup. Yeah,
Yep.
I sent the suit and the shirt to the dry cleaners, got all ready for this match. Did I somehow mess this up? Like I got all dressed up. I felt good. Everything's clean. You know. Like
I'm starting. Maybe it's my fault. I didn't wear a John Cena shirt. I in fact wore all black. I thought it looked kind of sharp.
Oh,
I wanted to look good for such a big battle.
Oh, you brought the funerals out. Man.
Did I? Bubby, tell me it wasn't me. Bubby.
I'm. Oh no! Oh no! Oh my God! Oh no! Geez, Batman. Oh, they did say that Chuckle King has been the Hacks King this week or this season, and I kind of just ignored that. I'm like, sure, he's gotten lucky a few times. He's also killing it. I think this is the full Chuckle King experience this season. Incredible prep, then he also got lucky. The luck didn't come first. It was the good prep and the good play, but the luck has definitely. So I think it may be time to talk about the standings and how this impacts the season, Tyler. I know that is not good at this point in the battle.
No.
It's going to upset the fans, the coach, and ourselves, but we are about to get 5-0'd. I don't think there's a way around that. And it's actually not as bad as you would imagine. We have gotten swept 2 times this season, right? We are somehow going to be 3-4, losing record, but a +0 differential. And that, with how many teams only have 3 wins right now or 2 wins right now. We'll have to see how this week plays out. There's still a very real chance that if we win that final week, we make the playoffs. And there's a very small chance if we have a very, this is not good. If we have a very close loss, we could sneak into the playoffs even if we lose out this season. Now, going into the playoffs on a 4-game losing streak is kind of worst case scenario. I really think next week's got to have to be a win, not just for our chances to guarantee that playoff spot, but I also just think for, our own coaches' mentality. For
team morale, spirit.
Because here,
I'm not even worried about my pockets at this point. Like, I've accepted that. I went and loaned out the $2 and I kept them. I didn't put either of them on this battle. My hands are clean. I stayed out of this one.
Dude, they got quick draw 3 times in a row, man. That's crazy.
Yeah. We're known for our good luck here.
Well, and what do you even say? There's been a few people in the comments, and I'm talking to you. I know there's been some frustration with the season and the record, and it's not great. There's nothing, sometimes things just happen. Oh my gosh. Was that 4 in a row, but we got it? So it didn't count. Sometimes you go up against quick draw 3 times in a row, belly drum, Galarian, Slowbro. It's the beauty of Draft League. It's why I love this format so much. It's why I've been a part of it since the beginning of Draft League. It's my favorite way to watch Pokemon, my favorite way to play Pokemon competitively. And you get to see cool things like this. I would have never dreamed of this set in my life. It is also ruining my happiness and sapping my morale in 2.
Yeah, cool is a word. Now, the good news, the good news, good news, bad news, right? We've talked about a lot of bad news.
Yeah, good news, bad news, good news, bad news.
The good news is, like you mentioned with the differential, chances are out of the teams that are 3-3.
Yeah.
Depending on what happens, depending on who wins, who loses, we're still going to be in a good spot. Really, the Dundee Dials are going to be the only team guaranteed to have the same, if not a better differential than we do. Again, just depends on what shakes out with wins and losses. The also can be good news, can be bad news. And we've seen this from Ben before. The pressure is 100% going to be on next week. We've tossed around these last 2 weeks as pseudo must wins, but we can't 100% say it.
Yeah.
Next week is, for all intents and purposes, a must win battle. On the flip side, Uzi, who we're going to be facing, a very good battler. Just depends on what happens with their battle this week. If they lose, all of a sudden, John, they were in the exact same spot as us. 3-1, near the top of the standings. We were looking at this gauntlet at the end of the season. They've lost 2 in a row coming into this week. If they lose again, it's 3 in a row, and they are also playing for their season. Quite literally, everything comes down to this final battle against Uzi.
It's tough. I feel for Ben. I know he's been working his butt off. It's things like this happen. They've happened twice this season. One more week, Tyler. One more week. All the bubbies on the line.
It's another tough week to try to regroup after a battle that went in a way not only did we not predict, but I don't know that we could have predicted. But, Coach, we've got to ask you right off the jump, was there anything that we could have done there to prevent belly drum Slowbro, and just how important was that quick draw against Rampardos? Did that seal the deal, or from that point on, was there any glimpse of hope left?
I just want to make it very clear. There's nothing I could do about that. No amount of prep would have you prepared for that crap. Nothing. Anyone that says otherwise is just a bot. I played to my out perfectly. Even when the game didn't want to show me the HB bar, I knew it was in range after the Rocky helmet, even though I had to sacrifice my entire crocodile, which it is what it is, and he got the one quick draw that mattered. Didn't show it at all in all the turns prior for him setting up, slacking off, etc. Didn't get quick draw. He got quick draw on the one turn that mattered, and then everything else was just BM. Like, that's just wild, man.
All right, Coach. Good news, bad news. The bad news, we've lost 3 games in a row. But the good news, we really just needed to go 1-4 at the end of the season. And we only have 1 game in front of us. How confident are you that you can go into next week and really approach it as a 1-game season and just kind of ignore the last few weeks?
I just want to make it clear, I take losses very badly. Because I am not used to them. I'll just say it plain and simple. Whether people in the comment section believe that or not. It's just true. These games, I mean, we got swept by just a really bad matchup against For Alligator week 2. That didn't hurt me that much. Our next loss against Jack, because we missed a triple axle, that hurt, because I would have won that game. Ellie, we both played really well. It just came down to a slight mishap in my prep of I definitely should have had another move on Superior. I stand by my play of switching out on that Jolteon. Anyone that doesn't think or thinks I should have stayed in has Oonga Boonga brain and doesn't understand just probability and win and loss. I will always stick to that. I'd rather play smart and lose than play dumb and win. So, and then there against Shuckle, 30% chance just went in his favor. So, I mean, I played that the best I could. Even if I switched out with Earthworm, there was nothing I could do there. Like, anything I went into, I mean, he got a belly drum out for free. I would have been the exact same situation. If anything, that was better because I had that guaranteed, like, 25% off beforehand, where it was always in range of Rampardos because it was max defense on that Slowbro. I know I'm derailing from the initial question about just the losses in general this season, but, I mean, it takes a toll. It doesn't help that both Uzi and myself are in the same situation going into Week 8. I'd really like to see both of us in the playoffs, even though it's possible for a 3-5 team to make it into playoffs. It's just tough because we both want to bring the best we can bring, and it's going to be a really good match, and obviously he has a history against us. So we'll see what we can do. I'm not happy about that whatsoever. So a little bit bummed, but I'm trying my best, and I know I'm the GOAT. Stuff just happens. So, is what it is. Thank you guys for watching.